Hi guys, happy Saturday. I hope you're having a great day, enjoying your Saturday. I am going to just do a get ready with me and I'm wearing the Pantone color of the year, so I thought that would be fun. We are having a sale on shadows today for Groundhog's Day, and so I also thought I would show you those. So first things first, color correcting tinted moisturizer, a little pump of pearlizer, and a little pump of dewy. So I mix those three, and it's just the perfect amount of coverage for me. So I'm gonna go in a little bit closer. So for me, that's like the perfect amount of coverage. I just do a little bit of foundation, and that's what I like. So I just use my fingers and apply it that way. And that is going to take, even out your skin tone, take the red out if you have some red spots. And so that is just the color correcting tinted moisturizer is a moisturizer that's tinted. It goes up 3 levels or down 3 levels based on your skin tone, and it comes in 3 colors. It comes in light, medium, and deep. And it truly is a product I use almost every day. It's also water resistant, so to get it off my hand, since I'm not at a sink, I take just some antibacterial because it has some alcohol in it, and I just take it off my hands. So, okay, so next what I'm going to use is a little bit of concealer. Again, it comes in light, medium, and deep. Sometimes I use Candlelight for my concealer as well. Both work great. See if we can mess with the lighting here a little bit. There we go. So I just take a little bit and I just dab that under my eyes. Again, I don't use a ton. I don't have really dark circles, but just use a dab of that. And that'll just sort of brighten my eyes. Okay. Then I'm going to so I sort of pulled the colors I thought I might use today. So these are the colors I pulled out, and I'm still trying to decide which ones to use. But I know a couple that I'm going to use for sure. So the first one I'm going to use, because I always use it, is Mocha Java. So again, our shadows, they're 10% off today. And they're super versatile, so you can use them for all kinds of things. So I use them for my eyebrows, I use them for contouring, I use them for my eyes. They're cream to powder, which means they come out as a cream, and then they dry to a powder, and they're budge proof and smudge proof, so they're not going to come off. So I just take a little bit, and I just take it off the side of the wand, and I just use that in my eyebrows. Now, if you have darker eyebrows, you could go with potentially garnet or rustic brown. And some people even will use, even darker hair, will use smoked topaz mixed with some onyx even. And that's a great option too. So I just sort of fill in my brows. I haven't over plucked my brows in my life, so I don't have a ton of filling to do. Can you hear that noise? So we have 5 13-year-olds spending the night tonight. Our daughter just turned 14, so it could be a long night. We are just getting started over here. Okay, so then, like I said, I'm going to take a little bit of Mocha Java, and I put it down both sides of my nose just to thin out my nose a little bit. So, right, we all have those spots on our, those things that kind of bother us. My nose, I just sort of do it on each side. I have a little bit that I didn't get. And then I use a little bit below my cheekbone, over there, and a little bit over here below my cheekbone. If you're watching this I'm curious if you have girls or boys, because girls are so different than boys when they spend the night. I think boys are like super rambunctious and a little destructive, and girls are just kind of loud and giggly, especially middle schoolers. So now I'm going to take, Pink Posey. This is Shadow Sense as well. I actually don't use it on my eyes as much as I use it on my cheeks. And this is sort of the blush that I really like. So I use it as blush. And so I just put a little bit here. And I'm going to see here. Oh my gosh, can you hear them giggling, or is it just me? See? Squeals. Okay. Now I'm going to take a little bit of, this is, can you see that? It's Pink Frost. It's just a super light pink. I'm going to put it on my eyelid. Seriously? Seriously? I just use my finger to blend it. So you have about 30 to 45 seconds to blend. And that's all I'm going to use it for. So I put that all over my lid. And again, with these, they're super concentrated, so you don't need a lot. One of these tubes, if you used it every single day, could probably last you almost a year. And so you definitely don't need to use a lot. So now I'm going to take Mulberry. It's just a shade darker than, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to mix a little bit. So I'm going to take a little bit of Mulberry. So Mulberry is like this pink shade. I'm actually going to mix it with a little bit of Copper Rose. Because I kind of want this orangey, but I don't want, Copper Rose is super, let me show you Copper Rose. So here's Copper Rose, and then there's Mulberry. Copper Rose is like definitely sort of a warmer shade, but looks really pretty with cool colors too. So I'm just going to take those two. I just put a little bit of each on the top, and then I'm just going to mix them up and see what color I get. I'm actually going to, let's see here. There's the color. That's a little bit better. It's almost like a little bit of a mauve. So I'm just going to take that and put a couple little dots. And you can see I just use very little, and then I blend it in. And I just sort of do a window washer to put it in my crease. And I'm going to pick up a little bit more with the end of my brush. And I'm going to put a little bit more in my crease. And I'm actually going to pull this leather mirror right here for myself so I can see it a little bit better. So I'm just taking a little bit more, putting that in my crease, and then a little bit more. I really like this combined color because it's a little bit deeper. It's not too orange, it's not too pink, it's just sort of the right shade. So all of these can be mixed just like our LipSense beautifully. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it a little bit more intense in the corner. So I'm going to take a different brush. So this is just like a really small little shader brush. Put a little bit on there, and then I'm just going to go right in the corner to sort of intensify the corner. Oh my gosh, you guys, the giggling is just the beginning of my evening. Just the beginning, I have a feeling. So I sort of put it in the corner, and then I just blend it out until I'm happy with the way it looks. Okay, let's see. So I can blend that. Now you can see that I sort of went below sort of this line between, if you draw an imaginary line between the end of your eyebrow, or you line it up, you can see I sort of went below that. Super easy to clean up, and I'll show you how to do that. I was really, really intimidated to use ShadowSense when I first started using it. It scared me tremendously because it was cream to powder and I'd never used it before. Once you get used to it, you'll never go back to powders because of the fallout and the creasing and just the lack of staying power. I guarantee it. It's amazing. So you can try all of our products risk-free because they're all 100% guaranteed. So if you try a color and you don't like it, you can return it. Okay, so now I'm actually going to go in again with that little shader brush, same brush. And I'm going to take, this one is beautiful. This is Candied Cocoa. So it's a little bit of a brown. And it's got almost like a little bit of a mauve rose in it. So I'm going to take just a tiny amount of that. And I'm going to put that in the corner. And then same thing over here. Okay, now last but not least, I'm going to do two more things here. So I'm going to take a little bit of Whisper Pink. It's like an even lighter pink. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's almost a white, but it does have some pink in it. And I'm just going to take a little bit of that and put that on the inside of my corner of my eye. So you can layer all of these, again, just like LipSense. So what you do is you use a very tiny amount of product, and then you layer it up to get a more intense look. So I don't usually worry about making mistakes, because if you make a mistake, you'll just go over it with a different color and you can sort of cover up your mistake. So as opposed to trying to take it off, you're just going to sort of continue to blend it and sort of work with it that way. Okay. And you can use brushes to blend these, or you can also use brushes, or you can use your fingers. There's a distributor here in Colorado who she does parking lot to posh, and just shows you how to basically apply this with your fingers and use like 4 colors. It's super easy and super amazing. Okay, last but not least, we're going to add a little bit of glitter. So this is shell glitter. It's a super pretty pink. Here's the deal about glitters. So the key is I use one brush for all my glitters. I don't use glitters on any of my other brushes because it will transfer to your other brushes. And then when you put it on, it's a little bit different because you're not going to brush it on, you're going to actually pat it on. So I just take a little bit on my brush, you can see, got some there. And then I'm just going to go in here and I'm just going to pat it on my eyelid.
So we always walk to class together, you know, so normal day we're talking, and then we're like, what is going on?
Okay. Sorry, I got a phone call. Okay. Okay, so that's it. Now, if I want to clean up the sides here, I'm going to take a little bit of Candlelight. So Candlelight is kind of a, you see that? Kind of a good base color. I use that base color when I wear warm tones. And then I just take a little tiny bit and I put, again, just a touch. And then what I do is just draw a little line up to from my corner of my eye to my eyelid or my eyebrow. And then I just clean up that line. And it makes me look like I did a straight line. So this is like one of those tricks that I never knew. And you couldn't do that with powder as much because you couldn't blend it the way you could do it with this. So now I want it to look natural. That's all there is to it. So that's it. Okay. So let me... Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, I'm thinking, I'm going to take a little bit of pearlizer. This is our pearlizer. I'm going to take a little bit of that. I put a little tiny dot on my hand, and I'm just going to use that as a highlighter right on my cheekbone. So when light catches it, it is super pretty. Start walking around and look at people's cheekbones, and you can, especially young girls, you can tell which ones of them have added highlighter to their cheekbones because it sort of lifts their face, although they don't need to. We're the ones who need to do that. And it'll just give a really nice, pretty highlight. You can sort of see that. So simple, but powerful. Okay, last but not least, I am going to do my mascara, and then I'm going to use a little bit of powder. So I use our powder, our translucent powder, to sort of set my color, set my foundation, and everything on my face. Okay, so I don't use much. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use our VolumeIntense water resistant mascara. You use this for 4 weeks. It will lengthen and thicken your lashes by 43% in 4 weeks. It is awesome. We also just got a brand new primer, and I haven't used it yet, but it's on my list to use this week. So watch the difference. So here are my eyes. All right, you can see my lashes. Let me show you. So I've been using this since October. My lashes are so much longer than they used to be. And when you wear this, I mean, you're wearing your mascara, and yet it's growing and thickening your lashes as you wear it. Ours is drug-free, so it does not, a lot of them like Latisse and some other products on the market are drug-based. Many of them have cataract medicine in their formulas because it'll help your lashes grow. The problem is that's not what it's meant for. So you have to be really careful about what you're putting on your lashes. Some of those products can change your eye color because they're drug-based. Ours is natural peptides and has no drug in it. I even have, can you see that really unruly one right there? I have a few of those too. So now what I do is I do have this little comb, and I sort of straighten them out that way. Seriously, look how long he is. He is crazy long. Okay, so if you are just like a lipstick and mascara girl, or you're just a mascara girl, you need this product. Now, I don't always wear mascara on my lower lashes, but I've started to because I want them to be thicker and longer. So I've started putting them on there too. And then I just comb them up. Amazing, isn't it? Good stuff. Okay, so now let's do some LipSense. So we have all kinds of good stuff. So LipSense is lip color that stays on for 4 to 18 hours. So some people get 4 hours of wear, some people get 18. I'm closer to 12 to 15. The thicker your lips, the longer wear time you're going to get. If you have very thin lips, you might just get 4 hours. But if you have fuller lips, then you're going to get a little bit longer of wear time. Here's what's really key is you can use, people ask me all the time, can we use other glosses? Like I have a ton of glosses, can I use those? You can certainly try. You may not get the wear time of 4 to 8 hours because a lot of those have wax in them and other ingredients that will not work well with LipSense. So you can certainly try. It's up to you. But these two little guys come as a pair, right? So you get a color and then you get a gloss. We have glosses. This is Glossy Gloss, but we have lots of other glosses on our line. And so you just have to decide if you want to give it a try or not. Our gloss is wax-free. Our LipSense is wax-free. It has a shelf life of 3 years opened and a shelf life of 7 years unopened. This little tube is equal to 4 tubes of lipstick. So if you wore this color every single day, it would last you about 6 months. I have tubes that like my very first tube I ever bought was Bombshell, and I'm coming up on 3 years here in April, so I'll probably recycle it out. But it's been going strong since I started this business in April of 2016. So, okay, so first thing you're going to do is you're going to clean and dry your lips. Seriously, those 14-year-old girls. Okay. They are squirrely. Okay, clean and dry my lips so they're nice and clean and dry. And I'm going to shake my product. So this is called, we have 2 colors that just came out for Valentine's Day, Sweetheart Pink and Be Mine. So this is Sweetheart Pink. This one's Be Mine. This one is a really bright pink, kind of a bubblegum pink, but it actually has a little bit more blue in it than some of our other kind of bubblegum type pinks, but really pretty. So you're always going to shake your product. You typically don't want to do this because you could, I've never done it, but you could break the end of your tube. So it's suggested you shake it like this, right? Shake up your product. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to line my lips first. You want to go in one direction, letting each layer dry. You're going to do 3 layers, letting each layer dry before you put on the next layer. Okay, so there's one layer. Okay, there's one layer on each one. I'm going to kind of let that dry, and then I'm going to do a second layer. As it dries, it gets really sticky and tacky, and that's, once you put the gloss on, that goes away. But as it's drying, you want to keep your lips apart. Okay, there's 2 layers. Okay, there's 2. Now, if this was too bright for me, I could go in with another color and I could layer something over the top, like maybe beige champagne, and I could lighten it up. I could also pre-mix these. So lots of versatility with our colors. If you have 3 colors, you have 27 different combinations you could do. Because if you do them in different order, totally different color. Okay, here's 3. There's 3. Okay, there's 3. Now I'm, of course, going to put a little bit on my hand because people will ask me what it looks like or what color it is, and I like to be able to show them when I'm out and about. Okay, so this is called Sweetheart Pink. It's a gorgeous coral, and coral is the Pantone color of the year. So you will be in perfect company for that. Let me show you Be Mine, so you can see what that looks like. It is definitely a bubblegum pink, but if you are a pink person, that is going to be a color for you. So this one is Be Mine right here. Let's see, that's good too. So it's really pretty as well. That one I like to mix with other colors personally. Okay, so now that those are on, so what I typically do, kiss off, make sure it's completely dry. And then I take my gloss, and I'm going to apply gloss throughout the day as I need it, especially before I eat, because any foods with oils in them are going to break down your color. It has shea butter and vitamin E, and that's going to go through the color and condition my lips. So it's wax free, so it's going to keep my lips nice and healthy. If you use chapstick, chapstick does not make your lips healthy. Chapstick puts a layer of wax over the top of your lips so that the outside environment can't get in, but it doesn't actually moisturize your lips. So typically, if you use chapstick, your lips feel dry all the time because they're not actually getting the moisture that they need. Our bodies need moisture. So our gloss, you can even wear by itself. So there's our finished look. Thanks for joining me. And again, shadows, look. Can you do that with your shadows? They're 10% off today only. Okay, have a great Saturday. I'm going to go chase down 14-year-olds. Okay, bye.